When a home needs to go through the probate process, a lot of times people don't consider what the actual cost will be for the probate proceeding when real estate is involved. So, to give you an example, all probate fees, that's the fees that are paid to the attorney as well as to the personal representative, are set by statute by the state of California. So it is based on the value of the estate that will then dictate what those fees are going to be. So when you have a home that is going through the probate proceeding, it is going to likely substantially increase what those probate fees are going to be. An example, let's say that you have a home with a fair market value worth $500,000. That means that the cost to go through probate for just that home alone is $26,000 in probate fees. This is something that could be avoided by having a trust. When looking at what the value of the home is going to be through the probate proceeding, there are two things that we can look at, whether it is the real estate appraisal that will happen, and this is generally done by a court appointed appraiser, where they will come in and estimate what that value of the home is going to be, or what the fair market value is based on what the value of the home is when it actually sells. So these two things can be used when looking at that fair market value. If there is a home that is going through the probate proceeding, oftentimes the executor will have the opportunity to sell the home without getting any type of court approval. And the reason for this is when they file the petition, they will specifically mark a box on the petition that gives them full authority to be able to do what they need to do to sell the assets and distribute for or through the probate proceeding. If it is a limited authority, then the probate personal representative will need to seek court approval to be able to sell the home. Oftentimes, there are family homes that go through probate, and what people don't consider by doing lack of estate planning is what would actually happen to that home when somebody were to pass away. If the family home needs to be distributed to heirs as something that's being done through intestate, which means, who would inherit based on their family tree, then it really depends on, can somebody buy out the home? Um, are the kids maybe agreeing to all share in equal parts of the home? Or if the home does need to be sold, um, then at that point, everybody that lives in the family home would have to vacate the property so the home can be sold. One thing I have seen recently is that oftentimes when people, such as the family that would be living in a family home, they cannot actually afford the probate fees associated with putting that home through probate court, in which case the home then has to be sold to be able to afford the fees to go through probate. One way to avoid having to go through probate and transfer real estate is by having a revocable living trust. When you have a revocable living trust done as part of your comprehensive estate plan, you have the ability to transfer title from you to you as the trustee of your trust. And thereby, once that title is of the property is now in the name of the trust, if something were to happen to you, it would avoid having to go through probate court, and it would now be distributed according to the terms of your trust. During a probate proceeding, if there is a home on a mortgage, the mortgage needs to continue to be paid, because what can happen is if the payments get behind, then the home could be sold through a foreclosure sale. We see this happen so often where a family member passes away and nobody has access to the bank account to continue making those mortgage payments, and in which case there is a default on that loan. And we've had to work to try and get the sale stopped so that we can get the proceeding through probate going, and then go through and properly sell the property before it actually does go to a foreclosure sale. So it is important to make sure that you are understanding as to what mortgages are on the property and if there's a way to continue paying it. Any bills generally that are paid through a probate proceeding by family members or friends, they should be entitled to reimbursement through the probate proceeding. So it is an opportunity to get reimbursed for any payments made. If you are looking to make sure that your home is protected and able to avoid probate court, please consider calling us here at Hermance Law. We are happy to assist you.